Guam's News Network.
Hafa day, everybody, and welcome to the Guam Crimestoppers Crime Report, where we teach you how to be a better steward of your community and make sure that all of us islanders have a very safe Guam to live in. Officer Paul Tapao with the Guam Police Department is here. Officer, Hafa day, and welcome as always.
Hafa day. Thank you, Jason, for having us.
All right. Well, it's a very, very serious and very tragic crime that we're talking about this week, and it was almost about 2 weeks ago. A woman was found dead in her house in Timuni. We now know that it's being classified as a murder case, which means possibly that the murderers are still on the loose. We hope that's not the case, but what can you tell us about what's happened?
Well, so far, we are just going with what the detectives had released and what the Guam Police Department had released, that it had been reclassified from a death investigation to a homicide investigation. That's why we are here, tonight to reach out to the community to help us, the Guam Police Department, as well as the Guam Crimestoppers, in helping the victim and the family, obtain their justice by bringing the people responsible in for this heinous crime.
Now, fortunately, crimes of this violent nature are few and far between on Guam, and probably I would say that's a blessing. But it's difficult for people to process and get involved with this, just because it's so foreign. So how does GPD work with the community? Like if somebody wants to have a tip and they think I think I know what happened, or I was in the area and I think I heard something.
Well, we use the fear factor for somebody who would like to provide information. You can use the Guam Crimestoppers call center. Absolutely, anonymity plays its role there. You don't leave your name. You don't have to leave your name. We don't even ask you what phone number you have or where you're calling from. We don't use caller ID. So we got that protection. And the best thing about it is that you can provide, if you can provide the information relative to this homicide case that leads to an arrest, you can receive a cash reward of up to $1,000. I mean, it's by far than what we can say about the life that was lost for this, relative to this case. But we practice the full anonymity portion, and you don't even have to testify in court.
Now, we know, murder being the most heinous of all crimes, as you've said, but is there anything such that GPD classifies as like a bad tip? Because I'm sure there are people that are out there, they're going to say, like, I was in the neighborhood, I think I heard something, or my cousin said, he was around there, but, he's kind of timid to come forward. Is there anything as a bad tip?
There's nothing such as a bad tip. We take all tips, and we follow the tips. Okay, we can disclose the tips and stuff, but we take all tips, and any information that we had or that we receive is information that we didn't have 2 hours ago or 2 days ago. So there's no such thing as a bad tip. Any information, you might have heard something strange. If you're from the area, you might have heard or seen something that was out of the ordinary. Give us a call. That's something we can look at. That's something our detectives can further investigate into. That's something that we can put a piece to this puzzle and hopefully paint that picture for the detectives.
All right. So I know you've got some more information on this case, so let's go ahead and check that out now.
Yes. This week's crime report, again, is the homicide that happened down in the Tumuning area. It was on Tuesday, August 13, at 12:10 in the morning, when officers from the Tumuning Precinct Command responded to a report of a woman who was unresponsive inside one of the units at Ocean View Apartments, which is located along Tranquilo Street in Tumuning. When the officers arrived, they found the woman lifeless and had sustained head injuries. Patrol officers immediately contacted the Guam Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division. Initially, the case was classified as a death investigation, but after an autopsy was conducted, the case was later reclassified as a homicide investigation. The victim was since identified as 55-year-old Shelley June Bernstein. Bernstein was last seen alive that evening at her home. She was a flight attendant with the United Airlines, but has been on leave after receiving surgery and then later falling ill. The Guam Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division and the Guam Crimestoppers is asking the public's help relative to this homicide investigation. If you have any information about this case, please call the Guam Crimestoppers at 477-HELP or text 688-STOP. You can also visit our webpage at www.guam.crimestoppersweb.com or call the Guam Police Department at 475-8615, 6 or 7. Guam Crimestoppers wants to remind the public that we do not use caller ID and you do not have to leave your name. You can receive a cash reward of up to $1,000 if the information provided leads to the arrest and conviction for the person or persons responsible for this crime or any other crime.
All right, Officer Tapao. So where does the investigation go from here? Because I'm sure, a delicate nature of this matter and everything like that, you guys are leaving no stone unturned. You're collecting all of the information and, really sifting through that. But where does the investigation go?
We're still going to press forward with this investigation. Our detectives are working diligently and moving this case forward. And that's why we're reaching out to the community, the citizens, the neighbors within that area. If anybody has any information, like I had mentioned earlier, anything strange or unusual that you've seen or heard, give us a call. Give the Guam Police Department a call. If you feel that you don't want to call the Guam Police Department, call Guam Crimestoppers. Give me that information. Give us that information so we can give it to our detectives. And who knows, that tip might make a difference in this case. Mm-hmm. So we're reaching out to the community to please help us in this investigation.
All right. Well, thank you so much always for your effort, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you so much, sir, for having us.
All right, Guam, please stay safe.